Hi guys and girls, Rose Burnett here, Mind, Body, Soul Balance, and a little daily inspiration, kind of a special video that I wanted to do for you. It's Saturday here, so it's kind of my day off, but I am plugging up those videos for the monthly readings for October, so they are coming out, yeah, they'll be out today, all of them. I wanted to give a shout out to George, and George made a comment on my YouTube channel about a long-term chronic condition he's had with his back, right, which is creating quite a lot of pain for him, yeah. And I thought it's such an important topic, and I could have answered him on YouTube, but it would have taken quite a lot, yeah, in terms of what I wanted to share with him. So I think this message is important for anybody that at any point in your life you go through something that is a chronic health condition that's unlikely to change, yeah. Because I can only share with you my own personal experiences in the hope that it gives you some benefit in how to approach these kind of things. And obviously my background in transformational coaching, mind, body, soul balance comes into play there as well. And what happens in those instances, and this has been going on for George for about 35 years, so a long time, and that can really get you down. And George, I have a lot of compassion for your situation. And there's always things that we can do to help ourselves. And I will share some of my own stories in terms of how to overcome health challenges, because I've been through quite a few. Yeah, I am a very healthy person, but I think often along the way, depending on how old you are, right, there's always going to be something that's going to pop up about your health that you're going to need to address. It gets a little bit more significant when it's something that's not going to change. Yeah, so how do you manage that in a day-to-day basis, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally as well? And often it's the emotional side of self, the mental side of self, that's going to carry you through and get you through it, yeah? And often you can also come to a place of recovery as well. In some instances not. You just got to live with it, right? You've got to work your life around it and make the best out of it that you can, because, there's often, it doesn't happen very often, but it can happen where there's nothing that you've done as much as you can with the traditional medical field, and your condition is not likely to change, yeah? It's not going to knock you off your perch, right? You're going to stay here on this earth, but it's something that you need to manage on a day-to-day basis, week to week. And yes, it can get you down because your physical health is so important, right? It's so important. Without your physical health, everything's a bit of a struggle, right? As much as you want to do in life, if you've got something that's constantly nagging at you with your physical health, it is going to underpin and be something that sits underneath everything, yeah? So how do you manage that aspect of self? And I will share some stories with you. I guess what I want, and I'm going to share some really key points in terms of your mindset and your emotions in how to switch things around for yourself. And the first thing I want to tackle is the story you're telling yourself, yeah? And if things come up for you and you think, oh, wow, this is way too much for me to hear and to take on board, often it's because nobody said it to you before and been totally honest and truthful with you, because it will bring up your shadow side, because, you can get stuck in negativity. You can get stuck in your own little pity party. You can tell yourself the same old story over and over again and tell everyone else around you, yeah? That takes away your personal power, takes away your empowerment. You put yourself into victim mode. We can all do it. We can all do it. And it might only be momentarily. It might just be an off day that you're having. It could be part of who you've become, right? Because you've been telling that same old story for so long, right? And that's the danger of when you've got a ongoing health issue that's not going to change, is that it becomes part of who you are and you associate yourself to it. When you do that, you can put yourself in a mental and emotional place where you create so many blocks and obstacles in your mind, yeah, that's hard for you to climb over and get out of, right? And it's about taking the bricks off, literally taking the bricks off one by one to release that story from yourself, because it's not who you are. You're this amazing person. Your health is not who you are. It's a part of your life, but it's not who you are. You've got so much more going on than just your health. Ideally, you're in great physical shape as best as you possibly can, because that is going to help you enormously in life with everything. It's why I put such a focus on my own health and well-being, and I certainly promote it out to as many people as I can about how important it is to be in great physical shape. But we can still always have something about our physicality that challenges us, yeah? It's about accommodating for that, yeah? But not getting stuck in your story and not making it a part of who you are. Because guaranteed you've got some amazing qualities about yourself and things that you can offer the world in terms of who you are, your gifts, your talents, even your personality, your love, your support for those people around you. You know, you might be somebody that's highly creative. You might be somebody that loves to help other people. There's so many things about you that is not your physicality, yeah? And I guess I kind of want to pull you up on that, because when you make it who you are, you're in danger of getting lost in that space, yeah? And that's not a space you want to be in, yeah? Because it disempowers you and it stops you from living life to the full as you possibly can, yeah? And, you know, often in these situations, when it's something that constantly is tripping you up in terms of you might have pain from it, or you're stiff and all kinds of stuff, yeah, it drains your energy, your vitality, and you've got to struggle through with that. And as much as, you know, and the medical field will tell you that we've done as much for you as you possibly can at that point, or they can't find what's wrong with you. Yeah, you've been to specialist after specialist and nobody can tell you what's wrong with you. But they'll tell you that you're not going to drop off the perch, you're not going to die, you're going to keep going, but nobody can tell you what's wrong with you. That can happen, right? Which can be completely frustrating, because you know within yourself, and always trust your body. Your body will, you know what's wrong with your body when it doesn't feel right. Yeah, always trust that. Because that's your internal guidance system telling you that there's something that's not right, yeah? Always trust that. But there is a point where the medical field, and I'm not naysaying the medical field, you know, my message is in conjunction with whatever specialist you're seeing, or, yeah, medical advice, yeah, but they can only go so far. At that point, your warrior self has to kick in, yeah? That person, and I've got to say it's your soul light, it's your inner drive, it's your determination, it's your willpower. We've all got it, yeah, that fight within you that goes, I'm going to kick this, yeah, I'm going to make my life as best as I possibly can, despite this, yeah, it's not going to stop me from doing things that I want to do. You might have to modify what you want to do, but it's not going to stop you. That's your internal warrior. You all have it, right back to the ages. You've all got it within you, and it's about finding that warrior again and bringing it out, yeah, and going, I'm going to change my story. I'm going to stop telling myself the story I've been telling myself, and I'm going to create a different story for my life, yeah? And, you know, I am going to share some experiences with you on how to create a different story for your life when you're going through a health challenge, yeah? So I'm going to share some significant ones with you, yeah? So back in 2010, and dare I say stress can create enormous illness and physical issues in your life, so don't ever underestimate not being in your flow, not enjoying what you're doing in terms of workspace, people you work with, your life path, financial issues, relationship issues. All of that stress that you pile into your body is going to come out as disease or health issues, right? So you've got to be so mindful of that. So yeah, back in 2010, I was in a job that was a great job. Yeah, it was super exciting. Is to travel around, all around where I am in terms of Australia, and teach business owners and designers in the textile industry, fashion industry, yeah, how to promote their businesses online, get more clients, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so great opportunity. But it was a very toxic work environment. I ended up getting an ulcer from it, right? But what followed that is that my body started breaking down, and I got this neurological condition where I literally was on a daily basis losing the feeling in my hands and feet and certain aspects of my body. What then happened is I got really weak in my legs. So I was somebody that exercised a lot. I was swimming 5 times a week, doing 50 laps, 50 by 50 freestyle, right? And I was gradually getting really clumsy about my, it was like spasticity going on because I couldn't feel my feet, yeah. Did a few tripping over and all that kind of stuff, but I was getting really weak in my legs, and specialist after specialist, all the scans, nobody could tell me what was going on. Lost heaps of weight in like literally 3 months, lost like 12 kilos, just dropped off me. And after, and literally we investigated this condition went on for about 18 months, 12 months into it. Still nobody could tell me what was going on. And at that point I went, you know what? I'm done with the specialist. Nobody can tell me. Clearly I'm not going to die from it. Yeah, it's worrying. It's concerning. And I had to rehabilitate myself. Nobody helped me. I got in the pool and I literally couldn't swim from one end of the pool to the other. That's how weak my feet and my legs were. Yeah. And, you know, overall body. And I brought these special fins that help you kick in the pool. I'd never had to use fins before, apart from like doing some training up and down to do some kickball before it started. And I only managed 10. I could hardly manage any laps in the first time. I think I got 4 or 5 laps done. Yeah, I gradually built it up to 10 laps. A kickboard. I wasn't swimming because I couldn't physically kick to do freestyle. Yeah, it was just I would go nowhere. And then I gradually got back into doing laps. I just knew within myself, like my neurons in my body, they've been there for a long time, right? They know how to fire off. They're going to reconnect. Because I was told your nerves only regenerated this tiny, tiny amount every month. It's just ridiculous, yeah? And nerve damage is really difficult to heal, yeah? And I persisted with it, yeah? Month after month. It took me about 9 months. And within about 3 or 4 months, I got a lot of strength back. Yeah, but it took me a whole 9 months to recover from that, and I got back to peak physical fitness. But if I just sat there and gone, oh, I've got this condition, woe is me, I'm not. I literally, my warrior kicked in. Yeah, and that's what you got to think about when nobody else can help you. There are things you can do yourself to rehabilitate yourself. Yeah, that's just one story. Yeah, in 2014, I managed to fracture a hand, had to recover from fracturing a hand. Fell over in Bali, by the way. It's pretty tricky on their pavements, mind you. The end of that year, I managed to trip coming out of a cafe, talking to a girlfriend. Never combined those two things, yeah. I ended up getting the Wood Duck Award for being clumsy that year. Fractured a kneecap. I was like, damn, how did that happen? We laughed at the time, but it wasn't funny afterwards, yeah. I had to spend another 3 months rehabbing from that. Yeah, quite painful injury. But, you know, and you can have those moments of the whole, wow, this is sucky. Yeah, right. Like literally, is this my year? There's that my year. And, you know, you can have those moments where you go, oh, yeah, you know, my life's worse than someone else or whatever. It just sucks right now. And I can remember, and I had a family member that's close to me that was like overweight, totally unfit, complaining about their health all the time. We'd never do anything about it. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm actually at the pool doing this. Yeah. But whilst I was there, sometimes having a little pity party for myself, there was a guy there that had to come along with his wheelchair, get the wheelchair ramp out, get himself in the pool. He would swim his laps, right? He was missing half a leg and half an arm, so opposite sides, right? So when you think about how woe is me, there is always somebody worse off that's not given up, that's given it a go, that are missing limbs, that have bodies that don't physically work at all apart from a tiny part of their body. They don't give up, right? They found their warrior spirit and they're doing the best they can. And I think it's such a sobering thing to see that and go, what am I worried about? My life's actually pretty good. Both my legs work. I can walk. I can use my hands. Yeah. That is a blessing. 2015, had a major car accident. Yeah, somebody just slammed straight into me from the side. Massive 4-wheel drive. Broke my car off, and apart from getting severe whiplash, it damaged the joint between my collarbone and my sternum. Yeah. I was like, great, one more injury to recover from. Did I let it stop me at that point? And then I had to get into the gym, right? I had been into the gym since my mid-30s, which I used to love back then, but wasn't really keen to go back in. And he was making me, I went to see a sports physio. So don't ever underestimate when the medical field can't help you in terms of traditional doctors and specialists, right? Particularly if it's a physical injury that's giving you pain and stiffness and limiting your movement, right? It's one of the best things I've ever done is see a sports physiotherapist, right? Because they'll give you specific exercises to do. And a lot of people will go, oh, yeah, I've heard that. And you go along to 1 or 2 sessions, or you do your 12 weeks and then you give up and you stop, right? And you're back to where you started. It's something you have to do long term. Yeah. Most people want a quick fix. Yeah. They just want the surgeon to fix it or a pill to fix it. It's not going to fix it. A lot of it is about acceptance, accepting that there isn't something that's going to fix it apart from you. Yeah, you. It's down to you. Your warrior spirit, it's down to you. Your willpower, your determination, your consistency in showing up. to do your exercises, to do your stretching, whether it's taking vitamins, if it's a physical illness, to bring up your vitality, getting out in nature. You can all do a gentle walk, yeah. Anyway, so let's come back to, yeah. So I had a major car accident, yeah. And it very much limited my movement, particularly in doing a lot of shoulder exercises and all sorts of stuff, yeah. And we consistently, he was with me for a good 10 to 12 weeks, giving me a program that we kept upping and upping, because it was obviously really quite uncomfortable to start off with, yeah. And it's about taking those baby steps, and the more baby steps you take, even just taking an action to help yourself in some way, you taking an action towards your health, it changes your story instantly. It changes your mindset instantly. It changes your emotions instantly, because you step into your personal power and your empowerment and go, oh, I'm going to tackle this now. Everybody else has given up on me. I'm going to tackle it now. Yeah. Your body has the most amazing capability to adjust to what's going on, to help you heal to a certain point so that you can still function in life. Yeah. And it also, when you start taking your focus off so much off your health and everything else that's in your life, yeah, it will automatically within your brain and your emotions start shutting off the pain receptors too, yeah, because you're not focused on it. When you're constantly focused on the pain, all you're going to feel is the pain. When you're constantly focused on the pain, that's your life story. It's your everyday story, yeah. When you're focused on rehabilitating, doing your exercises, stretching, building up your strength, if I come back to George, I hope I'm not busting your bubble, George, but I just want you to hear this, yeah. Just sending you love, yeah. Is there's so much, whilst you can't change what's going on with your body, right? You can strengthen your back. You can strengthen your stomach muscles to hold your body up to a certain point. It's going to be painful when you start, and you probably aren't going to be able to do a lot at all. But little baby steps, yeah? I can tell you from experience, you can absolutely improve your health and well-being to a certain point yourself. Yeah, particularly your strength. Everyone has the capability of improving your muscle strength and your ability of your body to stretch. Yeah, but it takes time, it takes consistency, persistence, and showing up. Yeah, showing up. For me, it was, in the gym, there was a lot of, and I still do those exercises today. Yeah, I've added to them, but I still do the exercises that loosen this joint up and strengthen this joint up. But a lot of it was also strengthening my whole body, my whole core, because I also had whiplash and all that kind of stuff, which does ease off, right? And at that point I was swimming, so what we were doing was actually strengthening my whole body up to get me in peak physical shape back into swimming, yeah, as well, because of that joint. But we were looking at every aspect of your body. So when you have somebody that's a physical therapist that can look at your body and go, actually, it's not just that. Yeah, it's not just that part of your body. We need to strengthen this and this and this, yeah. And then you'll be good. It takes time, it takes persistence, it takes your warrior spirit, right? But it says that consistent action of taking baby steps, yeah. This year, I've dealt with breast cancer treatment, stage 2 breast cancer treatment. So I've had to have surgery. I'm somebody that doesn't like to stop. I'm busy, right? I'm always on the go. So making me do anything where I have to stop is really hard for me, yeah. So I had to stop for a good 2 weeks, supposedly. I'll say supposedly. I'm not very good at following instructions, yeah. And do nothing from the surgery. And then I had radiotherapy. So day 3 after the surgery, I'm someone that exercises 6 to 7 days a week. Did I start off exercising 6 to 7 days a week? No, I was probably like you, doing 3, yeah. And over time, because of, injuries that I've had to rehab from, also wanting to be physically fit and in the best shape, I've gradually increased it, yeah. But a lot of the stuff I do in between days, I might do a reasonable workout in the gym. I have to say I don't sweat anymore because I'm super fit. Every time I go in there now, I'm like, I should probably add a few more exercises in because I'm still not sweating. People look at me going, she nuts? Sometimes a little, yeah. But that's what can happen, right? From something small, you get super, super fit. Yeah, but it takes a while. But I digress. To come back to that, yeah. So I've had breast cancer surgery. And day 3, I'm champing at the bit because I knew I wasn't great. I wasn't in great shape in terms of, I was sore, right? Had major surgery, had an anaesthetic. Anaesthetics knocked me for 6. They seriously do. They just mucked my head up and my energy, and it was making me woozy and nauseous. Did I let it stop me? No. In my brain, I went, what can I do that's modified at the condition that I'm in right now? So I went down and had a beautiful coffee by the foreshore here, where I am. And I did a 15-minute, very gentle walk around the foreshore because I knew there were seats along the way. So if I wasn't feeling a bit faint, I could sit down like, an old granny and sit down. Yeah. I managed my 15 minutes. I was a bit sore and then I went home. So for a good week and a half, I did that and I gradually increased. So after about the first week, I think I was super proud of myself. I got to the beach and did my 7K walk. Yeah. And I was pretty good. I was a little bit uncomfortable from the surgery, but I was actually pretty good. I was so proud of myself. Yeah. But I never let it stop me. A week and a half, I was back in the gym. Modified program. Let me tell you, modified program. Yeah, not using a lot of the shoulder stuff. Yeah. So, but there's always some aspect of your body you can work on when you've got a physical injury. I was back to my full gym program within 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. Yeah. Was it comfortable? No. Was I being super careful? Yes. Listening to your body all the time. It shouldn't be excruciatingly painful because that's your body saying, no, you're not ready. Yeah, but you can do little things, little steps, right, to help your own health and well-being out. And I'm not somebody who takes a lot of supplements. I've had to take a lot of supplements, not a lot, more than I normally would, right, because of the effects of surgery, because of the effects of radiotherapy. Radiotherapy, and I'm giving you these examples because you're capable of so much more than you think you are. A lot of it's to do with how you approach things mentally and emotionally. I never attached myself to the story of breast cancer. It was just for me another health challenge. I've just reeled off quite a few health challenges, yeah. Some of them were significant to get through. This was just another one. And when you attach yourself to a story and say, I'm sorry to people that are out there, but this is something that I'll explain to you in terms of making something your story. When you go on for the next 10 or 15 years going, you're a breast cancer survivor, you've attached that story to yourself, right? It's just an illness you went through, and that's the difference I'm trying to make to you. And some people have gone through an enormously challenging time with a cancer, and I will totally agree with you that that's significant. If you had to do chemo, oh my God, yeah, I didn't have to. I mean, it's a serious thing that you've gone through, and high five to you, yeah, absolutely, for making the effort and getting through it, yeah. But why attach it to your story, to who you are? It's just an experience you've gone through, right? There are ongoing effects of that, absolutely, on your body, right? But when you make an illness your story and who you are, you limit yourself in life and it becomes your everyday existence. So I kind of want to get that through to you, yeah? At no point did I say, there was times in that were deeply challenging for me, but I never said I was going to die on this earth from breast cancer. It was early stage, so I was very confident in that, right? There are people going through much more serious cases of that. But the treatment's quite harsh, dare I say, right? I thought I was going to breeze through it. No, I did not, right? And, there's often aspects you'll see me on here, and I know this is taking a while to explain, but it's such an important message, yeah. There's aspects of you that you see my public face, right? We all have a private face behind the scenes, and ideally I share quite a bit of that with you and show you how it's real and authentic, yeah. And and within that, I'll have a permanent scar from where they've taken lymph nodes out, right? And everything in terms of that has healed beautifully, I will say. And even from the radiotherapy, I've still got radiotherapy coming out of my body. It comes from the inside out. It's the most bizarre thing. It really is. Until you go through it, you don't understand it. It comes out of your, literally comes out from within, out to the outsides of your skin in brown dots. That's radiotherapy coming out, yeah? Apparently it takes a few months to come out of your system. There was a lot of stuff around that really affected my energy levels. I've got severe brain fog, right? Because your whole body's trying to adjust to what's going on and heal at the same time as tackle, the pumping radiation into you, yeah. And it's a preventative measure. It's just a preventative measure after, to make sure they've knocked off all the cancer cells, which they'd already captured with surgery, right? But I was being a good girl and following instructions, which is not like me at all. Yeah. And but I think it's so important, if I can bring you back to that, is not to make it your story. At no point during radiotherapy did I stop exercising, following my health routine. As tired as I was, as buggered as I was, as upsetting as what I was going through, I never gave up and I never made it my story. I still plugged away. No one in the gym, not one person in the gym during that whole experience of going through breast cancer and radiotherapy knew I was going through breast cancer. I told them afterwards because they ended up on TV. I had to tell them then. I had to go, oh, by the way, Thursday night, you might see me on telly. So just in case you're wondering, I should probably tell you my story. Yeah, that's me. I didn't make it my story. Yeah, didn't make it my story. I shared it with you in hope that some aspects of my journey would help you face challenges. Yeah. In terms of that, there's still effects going on from that I'm having to deal with. But if we go back to, I was thinking about it today, George, if I go back to the one about the car accident, I think that was probably being physically the most challenging because it's a physical injury that wasn't going to change. Yeah. And I have to accommodate around it. So there are certain exercises that I'll never be able to do in the gym in terms of picking, weights up and stuff, which I'm probably quite grateful because I don't want to really lift those massive heavy weights up, yeah. But there were certain things that I'll be unable to do that put too much pressure on that joint, yeah. So it's about modifying what you do. I still have toes that are numb, right, from back in 2010. They'll never get their feeling back. They don't. Sometimes I do clumsy stuff, right? But I totally ignore that fact anymore. Do you mean it's just like, oh well, got a few toes that are numb. Oh well, it's just part of life. Keep going. Yeah. We all have challenges. The thing that's going to get you through is your emotional aspect, how you approach it, and what you say to yourself every day. We can all have our dark shadow side of self that's going to pop up when we're having a really bad day, and I absolutely sympathise with you because it's tough, yeah. Where you go, and I will say I'm an Aussie, I'll try not to swear, but we'll put the F and the K word on the end, right? You know what I'm trying to say, yeah? And you go, I'm having one of those days, yeah? I'm just so pissed off with my life right now. I'm frustrated with my body. It won't work properly, right? You are going to have those days, and they are tough days, but then you've got to just shift your focus. You've got to shift your focus and bring yourself back and go, there's somebody worse out there than me. Pick yourself up. I did that and I've shared this in another video, when I was going through 4th week of radiotherapy, which was really tough. My hair started falling out. It's still falling out. That's why I've cut my hair off. So if you're wondering why I cut my hair off, it's because my hair's been falling out for the last 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, I'm trying to preserve it. It still looks like quite a lot, yeah, but it's getting thin. Yeah. I was having a pity party, woe is me pity party. That really got me because I was like, that's so unfair, right? That's seriously God, universe, angels, pack it up now. I'm really super angry, frustrated, and sad now that my hair's fallen out, right? That was me having that pity party on a walk. And I was doing an 8K walk. Yeah, I was 4 weeks into radiotherapy, doing an 8K walk along the top of the beach on the path, yeah. And for the first time, I felt the physical fatigue of it, yeah, and I was just struggling a bit. But then there was the hair thing as well, yeah. I was having a pity party walk along. And I could hear this guy behind me. Oh, I didn't know if it was a guy, right? It was just somebody, because where I am is lots, and I love pensioners, right? But I'm surrounded by pensioners, so they're very slow in getting away wherever you are, shopping, walking, gym. Yeah, I love them to bits. My parents are pensioners, right? But they're slow. And I could hear someone behind me, and I was having my pity party. I was like, would you just hurry up and get past me? Yeah, because I think it was a bike, they often toot you and make you jump, and it's like, could you just not do that? I'm in my zen, peaceful, right? Just don't do your bell roaring at me. Anyway, that was just taking so long. And in my mind, I was just getting impatient because I wanted to have my space, yeah? Well, anyway, what I noticed, right, so then a guy comes past me in a wheelchair with his dog. So there's me having my pity party. His dog was a companion dog. The only part of his body that was moving was one hand, and he was able to sit upright in his wheelchair. The other arm was completely useless, right? So there was not a lot of his physical body that actually worked. It immediately pulled me up. And it's often the universe going, we're just going to send you a reminder of how good your life actually is, how good your physical body actually is. You can walk, you can talk, you can move your arms, yeah? You don't have to struggle every day, every single day to do one single thing, right? He would. And it so pulled me up just to get his dog outside and ready with its harness, get himself in his wheelchair, get dressed, have shower. That would have been a massive effort for him. He was enjoying the sunshine, yeah. And I kind of want to bring you back to groundedness about that, yeah. There's always stuff that you're capable of. Stop telling yourself the same old story. Change your story. Your story sucks, right? Absolutely sucks. Can completely agree with that. Your story sucks, yeah. Nobody wants to go through that. We all have parts of our life that we don't want to go through, right? That's unfair. And yet here we are. It is. And it's about acceptance. It's about, okay, well, this has happened to me. This is what my body's capable of doing. It's actually capable more than what we think. It always is. My body has surprised me many, many times over, particularly when rehabbing, as to how much you're actually capable of. Yeah. Even, you know, when you've got pain going on and constriction and movement limitations, it's just that it's that gradual thing. It's going to take months, right? And when people go, oh, well, I've got this issue and I want somebody to fix it right now, it ain't going to get fixed right now. It's going to take months. It's going to take your warrior spirit, your determination. But what happens, right, is after 3 to 4 months, right, it's what you're doing is then becomes part of your routine. Yeah, so it doesn't become hard. Mentally, you've totally shifted. Emotionally, you've totally shifted your mindset already in those 3 to 4 months, yeah, by consistently taking action. It then just becomes a part of your daily life. It becomes part of who you are. Your exercise, your rehab exercises, whatever you're doing to improve your health and your nutrition, your fitness, your health and well-being becomes a part of who you are. It's your lifestyle. Well done. Congrats. You just made it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Love to hear your feedback, your comments. I hope it helped. I know I've been raw. I know I've been truthful. Hard in your face. Yeah, I love you to bits. And I just, you know, George, I thought about this message for quite some time, and I thought it could be really hard for you to hear, and for those of you going through something similar, right? Because for everybody, not just for George, yeah, it can be hard to hear, and it can be hard to face that dark side of ourselves, yeah, that wants to, for somebody just gives a magical pill to sort it all out, but unfortunately no help's coming, right? When you realise no help's coming, that's just you got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, tell yourself you love yourself a lot, and get on with it. All right, enjoy your day. Bye.